I'm live. What's up, squad? I know I'm late. Oh, so late. Woo. We got too many devices open. Hold on. What's up, Noir King? Okay, somebody's still up. Somebody's still up. I thought I was going to be the only one up today. I thought I was going to be the only one still up. Okay, you guys. Hey, Nita. What's up, Miss Diva? Okay, now I can finally see the chat. What's up, Kendra? Marilyn, yes. Demetrius, Black Mirror was the first person in the room. I see y'all. No, Marilyn was the first person. Okay. Kendra, where you at that you gotta turn your heat off? Are you in Georgia? Because it's been like in the 60s. I don't know if we need any heat yet. You was waiting on me. Okay, I'm here. I'm here finally. I wasn't trying to be here. You see, I ain't got no lashes on. I'm like, should I go live? And then I'm like, maybe I should go live, especially since Bravo showed me so much love tonight. Bravo! I know all the housewives read straight from the A, and so should you. I know y'all be like, oh, who is still blogging? Who is still reading blogs? Y'all know Porsha and them still read the blogs. Kandi and them still read the blogs. Mariah and Quad and them still read the blog. I'm not even talking about Instagram blogs. I'm talking about real blogs. The blogs that you have to like type in the actual URL to obtain. Yeah, those blogs, they're still a bit, relevant. I'm about to say relevant. I'm making up words and stuff. But what's up, C. Patterson? Okay, I see you. Okay, listen. If y'all didn't see tonight's Real Housewives of Atlanta, you missed all of the shade. Y'all know I got my life, in a nutshell. So many things happen. A few, just look, Peter came back. When Peter come back, you already know it's going to be some bullshit. You already know it's going to be some bullshit. First and foremost, I like the way the producers did this episode. I feel like it was different. It almost gave me a, I don't want to say a Basketball Wives VH1 kind of, because, that'll be a little bit of a downgrade. But they did a little bit of editing. Like, they showed us the fight, and then they went backwards in time to show us what happened to cause the fight. The fight being Kandi and Porsha. Y'all know Kandi ain't been feeling Porsha all season long. It's like Kandi been plotting and planning on what she was going to do to get Porsha to turn up and come out of her, her zen. Porsha's been all love and light. Porsha been trying to be friendly. Porsha ain't been fighting. Porsha went to anger management classes. She ain't been laying hands on people like she used to. That and the fact that she is now happily in a relationship and expecting a child. Like, Porsha ain't trying to nut if she buck, So Kandi and Todd had Kandi has Todd's 40th birthday, 45th birthday. I don't know. I can't keep track of these people's ages. But Todd had a birthday party. It was Jordans and jerseys. The pictures are on straight from the A. I'll probably put the link up, up here after the fact for those of you who watched the replay. But Kandi had a party for Todd. All of the housewives were invited. The crazy thing is they didn't film the event for the show. So I'm like, okay, if all the housewives are invited, and it's kind of like a mandatory, I don't know if it was not, but, most of them were there. I don't think Nene was there, but Shamari came, Porsha came, Eva came, of course, Kandi was there. Did Cynthia go? I can't remember if Cynthia was there or not, but anyway, so apparently Porsha and Dennis were there. An incident happened where Dennis's ex kind of approached Porsha and Dennis, or perhaps Dennis grabbed her arm. It seems to be a little bit of a discrepancy in the story. It depends on who's telling it. But Dennis's ex was there along with Jamie, who has joined the Kandi Koated Klick. Jamie being Porsha's old assistant, Jamie being the person that Porsha allegedly ran after and beat up in the alleyway a few seasons back. So Jamie is a wild card. Kandi has pulled this wild card, put this wild card on her team. When enemies link up, you already know it's some issues. So Kandi been bringing up that Dennis, is still seeing some mystery lady that happens to be the friend of Porsha's enemy. So we like, okay, is this getting very, 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 very messy right now? It's getting very messy, but I'm here for it. So throughout the season, Kandi keep bringing up that Dennis got this girl's name tattooed on him. Dennis still hollering at him. Dennis blah, blah, blah. Just trying to make Dennis to be, this person that's been cheating on Porsha for so long. So then she invites Porsha to the party, knowing that Jamie is going to be there along with Sherry, i.e. the woman in question. The woman in question comes up, says something to Dennis, says hi, whatever, tries to kiss him. And, Porsha turns up, as any woman would do. Hell, if it was Kandi and Todd in there, if some woman came up to Kandi and Todd, to Todd, and Kandi knew that it was one of Todd's exes, Kandi would feel a way too. So, let Porsha tell it. She confronted the girl like, okay, you want to make this a moment? What you trying to do? Like, why are you doing this? Why y'all being so messy or whatever? And apparently because Porsha did that, Jamie and Dunn won and whoever else and Carmen and the manager of the OLG and whoever else decided it was time to kick Porsha out of the party. Meanwhile, Kandi apparently was nowhere around because she was too busy tending to her husband. It's his party. She partying. She don't know what's going on, allegedly. But, like I always tell y'all, a boss knows what his workers are doing. Y'all know I can go back to my situation. A boss talks to a boss. I'm not going to talk to your workers. I'm not going to argue with your workers. And if your workers do something that's out of line, it's going to be me and you. It ain't between me and the workers. It's between me and the boss. So Porsha addressed the boss. Porsha contacted Kandi and was like, I've been kicked out. I don't think it's right. You need to holler at me. Kandi was like, we'll talk about it later. Later never came. Porsha's feeling some kind of way. Throughout the entire episode, Porsha's feeling some kind of way. Porsha telling the story over and over again. Porsha meets with Nene and Cynthia. Tell them the story about why she feel like she was kicked out. Nene and Cynthia finally know for sure that Porsha is pregnant. So Porsha was like, I don't assume that she's trying to like tussle, knowing that she's with child. She's entering into her second trimester or whatever. Even Cynthia said that. Was Porsha really trying to fight? Knowing the condition she's in, like why would she, confront the girl? But, I digress. Meanwhile, Kandi meeting with the Kandi Koated Klick, i.e. Dunn one, Carmen, Todd's manager of the OLG gang, I don't even know his name, Jamie, which is the wild card that used to be Porsha's assistant. They all meeting at the candy factory. They telling Kandi the story because Kandi don't know. My issue with the situation is we got Dunn one. Dunn one is so hyped. Yeah, I'm going to kick her out. I already knew it was going to be some trouble as soon as they say it's an issue in this Porsha. I'm like, Dunn one got so much to say. The manager got so much to say. I'm kicking you out. We'll deal with this tomorrow. Not tonight, but tomorrow. Everybody got something to say. Kandi soaking it all in. Kandi was expecting the worst. Kandi, just took all of the Kandi Koated Klick's word for it and just let it go. Even though Porsha was like, it was unfair, it was a setup. I know it was a setup. Jamie and I are enemies. Jamie is now a part of the Kandi Koated Klick. I can see a setup a mile away. It was just wrong. Like, why the hell would they put Porsha in that position? You invite her to a party, and then you also invite her enemy that she beat up in the alley, allegedly, and her boyfriend's ex-girlfriend who he allegedly has tattooed on his body somewhere. Like, that was just a recipe for disaster. Just a recipe for disaster. Meanwhile, we have Tanya and Eva. Tanya and Eva have been tasked with the opportunity to plan a girls' trip. So they pick a globe, pick any place on the globe, they spin the globe, and they end up in South Korea, Vietnam, somewhere. I guess they round it up and say Tokyo. So the ladies are planning a trip to Tokyo. So Tanya was like, I'm going to invite all the ladies over so we can tell them about this trip. So all the ladies come over to Tanya's house. Now, let's talk about Tanya's house for a second. I'm not going to tear down the lady's house because, you know, if she owns the home, like I always tell y'all, home ownership is key. But for her to have a secret accessories closet filled with Chanel, Gucci, Louis, Prada, and every kind of fragrance you can name, like I'm just looking at her kitchen and her overall aesthetic of the home. I'm like, her accessories cost more than her house. And no shade to Tanya, but it was like, let me see what this house doing. Like, you know, they sitting on the porch, they sitting at the bar. The girls at the bar said they uncomfortable, so let's go sit on the little couch. They go sit on the little couch. Next thing you know, they moving outside. So it's like, let's see Tanya's house. I mean, I'm sure it's impeccable. We see all of the, you know, the cutlery, we see all the designer goods sitting around. We see all of that. But I don't know about that kitchen, y'all. I don't know about that kitchen. Brian said I'm shady. Am I shady? Y'all be looking too. Because you compare Nene's house to Tanya's house. Like, I'm just saying. Somebody said Tanya's house was already furnished. Somebody sent me a link and said Tanya's house might have been Dr. Jackie's house. That's what they say. Tanya's house might have been Dr. Jackie's house at one time. I don't know if that's true. I got to do some more research. But as far as, you know, the situation is concerned, you know, Porsha's not there yet. So Cynthia brings up the fact that, you know, Porsha is feeling some kind of way about, you know, what happened at this party. So Kandi asks, you know, what exactly did Porsha tell y'all? You know, because I don't know the whole story. The only thing I know is what she texted me and what, you know, Dunn one of them told me. So then Nene comes and she, you know, is hemming and hawing and trying to get the story out. You know, I feel like Nene don't want to get into it because remember last time Nene said she didn't say something and then Porsha threw her under the bus. So at this point, Nene is like, I don't know what to say. I mean, she had told me that, you know, y'all put her out. I don't know what if it was a fight. I don't know. So Nene was like, I'm going to let Porsha tell that story. So Porsha got there. Porsha begins to tell her side of the story. And Kandi is not, to me, Kandi already had her mind made up. Like, she wasn't even there. But she accepted what the Kandi Koated Klick told her over what Porsha told her. Whatever the case may be, it was, you know, was it a setup? I don't know. But it seems like it was somewhat of setup. Now, moving off of the whole setup situation, let's go to, like, Peter's new arrival. Nene then invited Peter over to see Greg because, you know, Greg been sick for a while, but he is healed. He said last week God has healed him since they took out that little piece of colon. He is good. Nene said he's about to have another surgery to reconnect the other part of the colon now that the colon has healed and blase because he had a colonoscopy bag and she just praising God because now, you know, she ain't got to deal with that. So, Peter visits from Charlotte, you know, looking all like chocolatey and stuff. Y'all know I love me some Peter Thomas. That's my friend. And apparently Nene loves her some Peter Thomas too. And even Greg was like, there go your girlfriend, Peter. Y'all keep trying to tie Nene into Peter. But look, y'all know Nene hosted Peter's grand opening for his bar one in Miami. And if you haven't seen those pictures, I'll put the link up as well. But go to straightfromthe.com. Those pictures are on Straight From the A. So Nene and Peter and Greg are having a little conversation. They talk about Greg's health. Nene brings up Cynthia Bailey. Now, y'all know I just keep saying I don't believe that Cynthia and Peter are apart. But if they are apart, they're playing it very well, okay? They're playing it very well. But, you know, Peter is so shady. Just like he told me in our last interview, if you recall, Peter was like, she met him on Steve Harvey. Peter was spilling all the tea about Cynthia's new boo. Like, he, to me, during that interview, was pretty much spilling the tea like it's a fake relationship. So I was like, since I'm getting the vibe from all these people that it's a fake relationship, I'm rolling with it's fake relationship. Now, is it a fake relationship? I don't know. All I know is the chemistry between Cynthia and Mike Hill is a little askew. I don't know. I mean, we all love love. I'm thinking that Cynthia and Mike Hill, you know, they both are age appropriate. He has a good job. You know, he works for what? Fox Sports. Peter threw shade at that too. Peter was like, I don't watch Fox Sports. I watch ESPN. Peter brought the shade back to the show. My thing is, y'all need to give Peter his peach. Peter is back to reclaim his position. When they tried to talk to Peter, because Peter went to Todd's jerseys and Jordan's party, and when they tried to talk to Peter about the jersey and Jordan's party, Peter was like, I don't know, I didn't see nothing, I don't know what happened, I was in and out. So apparently Peter, he didn't want, like, you know, again, they claim it wasn't no cameras there, so you know, whatever the case may be, maybe some footage turn up later, but you know, Peter said he was in and out. Nene said Peter was probably in the corner talking to some chicks and giving them his bar one card, because you know Peter was preparing for the grand opening of bar one Miami. He said every time Nene brings someone on the show, they throw shade. So that is the name of the game. That is why we've waited this long. We are in what, episode 10. It took us 10 episodes to finally get some shade going. So now we got Cynthia and her new man. Peter then already shaded it. Peter shaded it with me right here on this channel. Go back a few, when I did that interview with Peter earlier this summer. He done already shaded. He done already called the relationship fake. Nene asked him about the relationship. Nene's telling him, you know, Cynthia has new love in her life. And he was like, Cynthia don't know how to be alone. What else did he say? He said, oh, I didn't know it was real. He said a whole lot of things. Meanwhile, Cynthia over there with her sister preparing for her new boyfriend to pop the question. My thing is this with Cynthia. He said, Peter, I'm reclaiming my peach, media mogul. Exactly. My thing is this with Cynthia. Cynthia, you haven't even introduced your man to the family. The family being us, the fans. You haven't even introduced him to us yet. But you expect us to believe that his first appearance on this show, he is popping the question. We don't believe you. You need more people. You need more people. So Cynthia is pretending that Mike Hill is flying to Georgia to spend the night to eat whatever her guacamole that she made from scratch that she just so happened to dump out of a damn Moe's Mexican restaurant carton from scratch. But anyway, I digress. She expects us to believe that Mike is here to pop the question. I don't believe it. I'm not buying it. When Mike get there, Cynthia do the same thing she did to Noelle, which I told y'all last week. I kind of felt some kind of way about that Noelle situation when Cynthia knocked on the door. If it was a moment with Noelle, if Noelle was really in her feelings, Cynthia would have stepped inside the room and we would have heard the conversation. Instead, she pulled Noelle outside of the room with the cameras, with, you know, with everything to get, you know, the planned drama. Now, same thing with Mike Hill. Mike Hill comes to the door. Does he come inside the house? No. Cynthia steps outside the house to hug him or whatever the case may be. Okay. You know, and I don't want to scrutinize the chemistry, but did y'all see any chemistry between Mike Hill and Cynthia when he arrived with his bags? Did y'all see any chemistry? Press 1 if y'all think this relationship between Mike Hill and Cynthia Bailey is really real. I mean, I may be wrong. I may just be reading too much into it. Y'all know, you know, honestly and truly, Cynthia is giving me the new Kenya this season because last season she got caught out there with Will. Okay. Everybody knew Will was what he was. I'm not going to even say he was an opportunist because I feel like they had an agreement. You know, she ended up making him look bad and he left. Now here we are again. It seemed like one day and 24 hours after, you know, her and Will didn't work, all of a sudden she's with Mike Hill, who she met on the Steve Harvey show, who Will Jones just happened to be on, you know, a few years before. You know, it's like Steve Harvey is the common denominator. Is this real or is this just, you know, a manufactured relationship for Cynthia? And then, you know, Peter gonna try to get her back. And then we got a whole nother storyline for Cynthia next season. You said you don't like Mike. I don't know the man, but again, we're not even attached to Mike Hill. We haven't met Mike Hill. We seen Mike Hill on FaceTime on the show as fans of the show. So seeing Mike Hill just on FaceTime, not being really emotionally attached to him and expecting him to pop the question, I don't even think it was a realistic expectation. So, you know, Mike Hill gets there. Cynthia is playing it up. You know, he wants me to cook naked. He loves me. Everything he talks about is sex. Oh, we just slept together so many times. Blah, 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 blah. It's overkill. I don't know about you, but these real relationships, or at least relationships I suspect are real. Maybe Porsha and Dennis, Nene and Greg, Kandi and Todd. Like when they got together, I don't recall them putting every little move on social media. I don't recall them saying all that. And I get it. If you in love, you want the whole world to know and you tell everybody. But it's just not giving me that. And this is just my outside, you know, my opinion looking in. So yeah, Mike Hill is there. Mike Hill, you know, Cynthia's like, I want to know now what the question is before the man even finished eating his Fruit Loops or whatever it is she prepared. Oh, his guacamole that she got out the carton. So when he asked her the question, what was the question? Will you be my lady? Will you be my lady? Y'all, to me, I'm like, okay, so basically you're expecting him to give you a ring and ask you to marry him, and y'all don't even go together yet. Y'all ain't even boyfriend and girlfriend. Y'all ain't even in a committed relationship. Y'all ain't even discussed being a couple. Like, what? I'm just gonna hope and pray that this was like a planned scene, that this was improv, that Cynthia is willingly making a fool out of herself, because you cannot be 51 Cent and think that this man was gonna ask you to marry him and y'all hadn't even established the fact that y'all a couple. I'm confused. Nevertheless, you know, we can go back to, you know, what was to be continued on the episode was Kandi and Porsha. And again, you know, I'm skipping all over the place, but we already talked about Kandi, and we feel like Kandi's being a little bit manipulative with the Porsha situation. Kandi had a hand in it, clearly. The boss knows what its workers are doing. I don't care what you say. Nobody is going to feel that they have free reign to kick nobody out if this is your personally invited guest, unless you have made those feelings known to your workers that you feel that way about that person and give them free reign. And, you know, that is what Porsha was trying to say. I'm normally not on Porsha's side when it comes to certain things, but this particular situation, I'm looking at Kandi a bit sideways. And even Cynthia told Kandi, I think you were wrong. Like, you know, it's your party. Yeah, maybe you couldn't handle it that evening because you were with Todd, but there was no call back. There was no, are you okay? There was no anything. And then, you know, Kandi's taking everybody's word for it. Yeah, and then Cynthia brought up the fact that maybe Kandi didn't know that Porsha was pregnant. So why would Porsha be, you know, trying to buck up and fight if she was pregnant? Maybe she was trying to pop off, but she wasn't trying to physically fight. So there's that. And we're left with a cliffhanger of Porsha and Kandi, you know, pretty much in a verbal spar on Tanya's outside deck. So there you have it. So I'm missing the comments, but I just wanted to get out my little, you know, recap really quickly. I would love to hear from you guys. I know it's a little bit late, so that's why I want to get it out and get it in. But y'all know I did not want to go a day without telling you. Oh, yeah, I had a little clip set up too. Hold on, let me see if I can play the clip. Y'all know Straight from the A was featured on the Housewives today. I would just like to say that I mentioned it earlier, but shout out to Bravo for allowing, not allowing, but for using Straight from the A in tonight's episode. When Porsha was talking about blogs, she mentioned Straight from the A. Hold on, let me put this up here. Let me see if y'all can hear this little piece. Hold on. Can y'all hear that?
Food, I'm so hungry. What you got? I was gonna order you the chili dog with the perfect. Okay, we're ready to go have a good time. But midway through, I start noticing one of Kandi's employees like circling me, Jamie, with this girl, but it didn't even register who they were. Right. Until they purposely ran into Dennis. Like, yeah, purposely.
Wait a minute, y'all know I'm trying to I want to get to the part where, you know, she brought up my site. Hold on.
Like all this mess that is completely not true. So what happened? You know, before we went to the party.
It's somewhere. Oh, there it is.
Blogs and notifications. Like all this mess that is completely.
Wait, there it is. Straight from the A.
He invited me to Todd's 45th birthday.
Straight from the A.
I was super excited. Dennis and I went and got some Jordan outfits. We're having a good time. That is until some shady shit went down.
All about the tea, straight from the A.
I was kicked out of the party and wake up to all
straight from the A.
Notifications. Like all this mess that.
And it's not the first time that Bravo has mentioned me, and it won't be the last. They did ask me for several clips this season. I don't even know which ones I signed off on, but I was like, okay, finally I see my little logo. Okay. But shout out to Porsha and Bravo and them for mentioning me. Shout out to the squad for paying attention, because I saw the episode earlier this week and I forgot. I meant to like mention it in a little teaser, and then people were like hit me up tonight because I was out and stuff. But people was like, "Oh, I saw Straight from the A on there." I'm like, "Yes, I need to go live immediately." But you know, I'm just a little local blog that don't nobody read. You know, I'm just saying, just a little local blog. You know, I just work hard for mine. I'm just a little bit more credible than most. I'm just saying, just a little bit, just a little bit. Here's what happened with the story.
Please enter your PIN number.
Here's what happened with the story. Media Takeout was first with the story because Media Takeout is connected to another Atlanta-based photographer. I don't want to put him on blast or anything because I don't know if people know. So that particular Atlanta-based photographer was at the event, and he sold the pictures and the story to Media Takeout, which was Porsha got kicked out, got to fighting and got kicked out. Of course, Media Takeout made a bigger deal of it than it was and basically said that Porsha was fighting, like tumbling and, you know, whatever, and drop kick somebody or whatever the case may be. My story was basically Porsha's team side of the story was Porsha didn't get to fighting and she left at the same time as everybody else. Come to find out, she did basically get asked to leave, but she didn't actually get to fighting. So the truth was somewhere in the middle. So there you have it. So that's why they probably put up all three blogs, because all three blogs had similar stories, but not quite the same. You know, somebody had Porsha's side of the story, somebody had Kandi's side of the story, and somebody had a little bit of both. So, you know, there's that. So for the people who are always like, yeah, they're always telling, you know, the blog stuff, hell yeah, how you think the blogs get their exclusive stuff? We get the exclusive stuff from the people on the show. Those of us who have actual, you know, credible information. But anyway, I digress again. I want to hear from y'all. The phone number is 718-362-6360, and the PIN number is 942-7819. He said allegedly. Media mogul, not allegedly. It's for real, for real. Y'all know I be putting on my stand hat. People be like, where'd my stand hat go? I think it's in the other room. I be putting on my stand hat and people be like, Nene tells her everything. Or back in the day, it used to be like, she's on Phaedra's payroll. And then it used to be like, Kandi Burruss is telling Michelle everything. Michelle is kissing Kandi's ass. And then later on, it's like, Kandi hates Michelle. And then it's like, Peter and Cynthia are paying Michelle to say this, that, and the third. And then later on, it's like, Nene. So every year, somebody else is paying me. And like I keep telling y'all, I haven't got a check yet from none of them bitches. From nobody, not even Bravo. Bravo, I need a check. Shoot, I can't even get a super chat now. Call us 6855. You on the line? Hello.
Hey, this is me. How are you, Michelle?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm great. I'm calling from Memphis, Tennessee. My name is Tyler.
Hi,
Tyler. From Memphis, Tennessee.
Yes, Memphis.
I was calling because... Yes, honey. I was calling because, first of all, I want to read Kandi first. Let me say this. I actually never had a problem with Kandi until around about the time that Apollo went to jail. Now, granted, I feel like Phaedra and Porsha, well, more so Phaedra did do Kandi a little dirtier than she did her, as you can catch, because I picked up on you were kind of saying the same thing not too long ago as well. Like, Kandi acted innocent in that whole Phaedra situation, and I didn't like it. Mm-hmm. Wasn't she hiding stuff in her garage and, things like talking to her friends about Phaedra not taking her kids to the prison and all this and this and this and that. And I felt like, okay, Phaedra just got you back harder than you got her. You get what I'm saying? Like, and that's one thing. And then this situation with Porsha, the thing I don't like about Kandi, I can't stand a bitch that throw a rock and hide their hands.
What you say?
I cannot stand people who do that. If you're going to be a shady bitch, you need to stand in there. Mm-hmm. And I don't like how Kandi, she's done all this petty shit towards Porsha. Porsha never really picked sides in the situation with her and Phaedra, in my opinion. What you and Phaedra had going on was between you and Phaedra. Porscha didn't pick sides.
Well, she did kind of pick sides, though. She did kind of pick sides by even spreading it or agreeing to say the rumor on camera. Because that was because she could have said it privately. She could have said it off air, but her saying it, knowing that they were going to use it and blast this to the world, it was, that's an issue. Especially if they were supposed to be friends.
Correct. I do agree, but by that time, now let's be real, by that time, Kandi had already been talking shit about Porsha. Agreed. Remember when we watched that season, the thing about Kandi that I don't like is that she plays innocent. And then with this situation right here, I understand you're going to ride with your team wholeheartedly. I'm sure you have people that you deal with and work with that you're going to ride with them wholeheartedly. But sometimes in certain situations, especially since it's like two groups, these are your coworkers. You do have to work with them and you do know them as well as you know your Kandi Koated Klick. Mm-hmm. You need to at least, she owes Porsha the right to call her and ask her. Right. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what happened, whatever. It's like her mind was already made up. It's like Kandi has this vendetta against Porsha. But I'm going to tell you something. I really feel like Kandi's day is coming. I feel like her day is coming where she's going to feel the wrath of the bullshit that she has done with other people and been getting away with. You know what I'm saying? Either somebody on that team going to stab her ass in her back or it's something's going to happen because her team puts her in a lot of bullshit. Mm-hmm. And then one last thing that I wanted to say before I go, because I watched your live last week, don't bring back no motherfucking Kenya. They can bring back Phaedra, but I just feel like with Kenya brought, and a lot of people didn't make this point, Kenya brought something to the show that was not needed. We never really dibbled in. We probably had forced, reactions with people, but it was never fake-ass storylines and fake men until Kenya came on the show. And let's be real, she declassed the show. Ooh. And that's being...
Come on, Nene.
How to feel about... Yeah, and it's the truth. They can feel how they want about a Nene. Hell, even Sheree and Kim and them. Sheree was surprising because we all know she a broke-ass bitch. But for the most part, Sheree, you know what I'm saying? All of them, it didn't get declassed until Kenya came. You get to flirting with people's husbands. People never cross those lines. Flirting with people's husbands and all that extra shit Kenya was doing. She never needs to come back. And to be honest, I really feel like the Bravo execs ain't studying her. They probably will bring back Faith. I don't think that they give a fuck about Kenya. Because if they did, she would have been like, you notice how they brought Nene on Watch What Happens Live even when she wasn't on there? Okay, because they ain't brought Kenya ass nowhere near there. You done had a whole baby and everything. They ain't brought you up there missing you or did any damn thing else. She does not need to come back. Hell,
but you can't compare Kenya. You can't compare Kenya to Nene though, like, because Nene got like a connection to the show that.
Kenya thinks that she's on that level, and that's the problem. And then that Cynthia Bailey, I hate to say this, it's other girls that could come in besides Cynthia Bailey. I hate it's her time is up. And to be honest, they really need to get rid of Cynthia. If they bring back Phaedra, keep Kandi. If they're not going to bring back Phaedra, go ahead and get rid of Kandi too. Sorry. I just feel like Kandi and Cynthia can go. Only way Kandi can stay if they're bringing back Phaedra, because Kandi at this point is starting to get on my fucking nerves. And if you look at the little polls they have on the show, nobody is ever on Kandi's side anymore. She's miserable, she's bitter, and I guess she's tired of taking care of her man, so she want to worry about somebody else who got a man taking care of him.
But you know what? I talked about it in one of my recaps. Like, when you see Kandi, now Kandi doesn't really have a connection with any of the ladies, which was why towards the end, I think that's why Nene did that video saying that Cynthia stabbed her in the back, because it's like Cynthia and Kandi have an alliance now because Kandi needed a friend. And so now she's trying to get Kenya back, Kenya and Cynthia and whatever. You know, it's just a whole bunch of inorganic things going on. And, you know, I guess they all are like friends for pay at the end of the day. But it's like, it just seems like people are jumping sides and trying to figure out how can I save myself by aligning with this person and that person. And it gets to be interesting to see.
And that's how I feel. And I feel like with a person like Nene Leakes, I can see, like, people are saying, like, she's boring, she's this, she's that. But I feel like Nene is not boring. She's not interested in this clique of girls. This is not what the show was designed to be. You can tell when Nene gets with Porsha, she loves her interactions with Porsha. She loves Porsha. And with Cynthia, before the bullshit, she loves Cynthia. But these other girls, I can really feel where Nene is coming from. I can't bring it when Nene can't operate with fake shit. And I feel it. Like, that's what's wrong with the show. I don't think that it's boring at all. It's just inorganic. These women are not real friends. They're not. So
can I ask a question?
The show, they should have brought it.
Oh, I was about to say, did you get your life when Peter came back?
I couldn't have did. I love Peter. I love Peter.
I like they need to give Peter Cynthia Peach.
Peter. What I like about Peter is Peter calls shit for what it is. He want to let us know. Child, Cynthia cut this man a check. That ain't her man. We still fucking. We know it. Now, I would have rather seen Cynthia do that. I would have rather seen her playing with Peter, like they getting back together or whatever like that, than this fake ass shit, this horny ass man every day. Cynthia, you ain't never talked about doing nothing on no countertop or any damn thing else, girl. Stop lying. That man ain't want to eat you in this sour.
But I think they having a lot. I think Peter is there to save Cynthia's ass. Because if it's not for Peter, we ain't gonna talk about Cynthia. And Peter's shade is what's getting us to talk about Cynthia, whether it's fake or real not. It's like now we care. If it wasn't for Peter, we ain't gonna talk about Cynthia and Mike Hill. Who gonna talk about that?
Hell no. Nobody. Let me ask. Can I ask you one question?
Yes, ma'am.
And then I'm gonna go. Who are the girls that you think should leave? Like, truly and honestly, who are the girls that you think should leave?
Kandi, because I feel like she's had long enough to do something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like they need to go ahead and give her her own show. They gave Kim her own show. Give one of these black girls their own show. Give Kandi her own show. Since they say the Housewives is Nene, leave Nene over there to be the queen of the Housewives or whatever, and she can corral some new girls every now and then. have Kandi, the OLG clique, the KKK clique, or the Kandi Koated Klick, and whoever else. They can have their own little, little thing. Like, Kandi can be like Vanderpump Rules or something with the OLG gang or whatever the case may be. She got so many businesses and stuff. Like I said, I don't want to, like, hate on Kandi and be like, nobody likes her, because she does have her own fan base. But I don't see her being genuine friends with anybody on the show. It's like she already said she's stabbing Porsha in the back. She don't really like Cynthia. She just using Cynthia. She don't like Marlo. She brought Shamari on the show, but it's clear Shamari ain't really her friend. Tanya ain't her friend. Eva ain't her friend. Nene ain't her friend. Who is friends with Kandi? So
now hold up. Now, one thing that you just said, let me say this. Everybody talking about Shamari gotta go. I feel like giving Shamari another season. She'll be all right. They need to get rid of Eva. Eva is bringing absolutely nothing. I'm sorry. She's not bringing what I thought she was going to bring. I thought Eva was going to give me Eva.
But we ain't got, I feel like we haven't been given enough Eva yet. I mean, it's so many women and so many ways this can go. You know what I'm saying? That I feel like now with, she's planning the wedding, maybe we'll see a little bit more with that. So I don't feel like we've had a chance to, like, even with Shamari, like, now that we've seen, like, her and Ronnie going to couples counseling and all of that, like, we're starting to see a little bit more, but I don't think we've seen enough to, like, be emotionally invested as we are with all these people we've been seeing for years. That makes sense?
I can agree with that. I just feel like with Eva, I feel like Shamari keep her another season, and then Eva, she can kind of go or be reduced to a friend. My thing about this season, I'm kind of glad that this season went the way it went, because it needed to be softer to produce a more, drama field, or wherever they're going to go to the next level to see what they need to do. Because I bet you next season, I'm sure you probably already know, we know, that next season is going to be, they're going to make sure they get everything on point. But they need to start listening to you guys, you bloggers.
Oh, they listen.
Like that. They listen. Like they don't do that.
And here's how you know they listen. Here's how you know they listen. Because you know that neither Nene nor Kandi has any power on who they hire and who they fire on the show. But what they do have is the power of social media. So when Nene, and Phaedra did that little photo op or whatever, that wasn't Nene saying that Phaedra is coming back. That was just Nene putting it out there so the blogs can talk about it, so that they can gauge what y'all think about it. Honestly and truly, I don't see a whole bunch of people caring. But, if it was like a whole bunch of people saying, yes, Phaedra, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Same thing with Kandi posting that picture of Sheree. It's like... It's like they pay attention to what y'all say, and people.
Girl, she should say that. We don't, girl.
That's the point. People really don't, and we're seeing people really don't care. The same thing about Kenya. Sadly, and the baby and stuff. It's like we looking at y'all, and it's like now that she's had that baby, people really don't care. So again, I don't know if Kenya's coming back, if Phaedra's coming back, or if anybody's coming back. At the end of the day, I think they looking for fresher, newer. They got fresher and newer production. As you can see, like even with this episode, it was different. They started at the end and went back, and to be continued, and all of that stuff. You could tell it's a totally different production team behind it. So yeah, I think they're looking for fresher.
I'm gonna tell you something. What I think should have happened, and I'm being for real, and I know that I feel like it's two ladies on Married to Medicine that would have been good for Housewives of Atlanta. I honestly feel, I know Mariah started her own show, whatever like that, but I really think that Mariah would have been on Nene Leak's level had she took the opportunity to go on Housewives of Atlanta. Yeah. I really do. Probably. I seriously think so.
Probably.
I don't think, Married to Medicine, those women, not to say they're better than anybody, they think they're better than people, and they try to make her feel like this is reality TV. Now, some things Mariah do, I don't care for her, but I feel like this is reality TV. This is what we do. I'm sure in her real life, her shade is, she probably so shade, but it's, everybody. You on TV, you have to amp it up and bring in ratings. But I feel like she would have been TV. she would have been TV gold. Imagine her and Nene side by side. That would have been gold. Mariah,
but that's the case. Like, you can't have two totally strong personalities like that, because one is gonna cancel the other out at some point.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it might be good for a good 5 minutes, but it wouldn't be good for a whole season. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you're right. I do look at that. I think that Mariah or maybe Quad would have been good for the Housewives of Atlanta.
Quad. Okay, y'all know how I feel about Quad. I'm gonna leave that way it is. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna. But yeah, I just, but Housewives of Atlanta, I will say this. I feel like next season is going to actually bring us exactly what we want. But Bravo seems to be looking for organic drama.
But peep game.
They don't want that fake shit.
When all of y'all were talking about, even me, I kept saying, none of the housewives are married. It's only one housewife that's married, or whatever the case may be. If you notice now, just about every housewife is either married or about to get married. You know what I'm saying? So now that they've closed that gap, what's next for us to complain about? It's boring. We don't like these people. They too old. They too young. And so now they're bringing younger people in. So, I just feel like with anything, every season it's going to be a little bit of different change, It's been that since the very beginning.
How do you feel about the people that said last season was boring, but then they went back and watched like, oh, this wasn't so boring? I kind of feel like that's what they're going to do about this season. Yeah. They're going to complain the whole season. Then when they get on Hulu and they go back and watch it, they'll be like, oh, it wasn't so bad. I feel like that's what's going to happen.
I think last season was different because at least one of the castmates was hiding information, i.e. Kenya. So I think it was different in that aspect because, all the blogs and, all the news knew, she had got married or she was this or she was hiding her husband or the problems with production or whatever. So people were watching it to see that drama unfold on screen. This season is a little bit different because it's like people are allegedly protesting because she's no longer on the show, or we don't like it because Kenya not there, or we don't want to give these people a chance, and all that. And it's like, whatever. At the end of the day, it's not Kenya's show.
I wonder, does Kenya go, like, how when you go on Twitter and you put a hashtag in and you look at your name?
Uh-huh.
Because if you put a hashtag in and go at her name, I wonder if she knows that nobody gives a fuck about her being on the show or not. Like, I'm, in all actuality, and I'm not even trying to be funny because I don't like her. I truly despise her. But I wonder, does she know that? Like, people haven't liked her since she sat there and flirted with someone's husband.
She
know what I'm saying? And all that type of shit. That right there threw me off of her.
I think they all read the blogs. They all read the comments. They all, trust me, she know.
I don't think they're going to bring her back. If they do, it will be a friend, like a friend thing. I don't think that they're going to bring Kenya back full time. I don't. Because it's now you have Porsha, who people, and what they don't, a lot of people talk about her, but Porsha is actually a fan favorite, if you pay attention to things.
Mm-hmm.
And now they have Porsha, who's, back to being old school Porsha, and Porsha has learned how to read the girls back. So they don't need you, Kenya. Porsha has got a backbone. She's good with Nene or whatever, and she can read now. You know what I'm saying? So they don't really need you. It's nothing that you would do for the show. I don't see what she could bring to the show besides she could be a friend because she would pop in and stir up.
But whose friend would she be at this point? Besides Cynthia, whose friend would she be?
Oh, well, they need to get rid of Cynthia too, so nobody.
That's my point. If they get rid of Cynthia,
come right on in and take Cynthia's piece.
If they was to get rid of Cynthia, like, it would be no need to bring Kenya back because her hanging with Kandi is not real. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm like, who would she be hanging with?
So why didn't they give Tanya a piece? I kind of like her.
I don't know. I mean, but did you notice, like, they kept focusing on her fiance's goofy smile? Like, he couldn't stop smiling. I don't think he's comfortable on camera. And so when he was like mixing drinks or whatever, he just smiling, and they was like, who was it? Michael Sterling was like, let me get serious for a moment, and they showed Paul Judge's face and he was still smiling. It was just fun. It was just I just noticed that they kept catching him, like he never stopped smiling. It was like, okay. But I don't know why they didn't give her a peach. I mean, you know, again, everybody is why they didn't give Marlo a peach. Marlo is more active than Tanya.
Well, I have my theory about that. I feel like that Marlo, that she doesn't hold a peach, and I feel like on her end, it was a smart decision as well, because they would have to get into Marlo's personal life. She's cool as a friend. We still wonder how she get her money or whatever, but she's just a friend, so you don't notice her enough. But I feel like if Marlo was on every single episode holding a peach, you know how that go. They're going to get deep into your business, pull up your past, pull up what you're doing currently, and or whatever. So I feel like Marlo has played it smart by not grabbing that peach.
Right. And that's exactly why Shamia doesn't have a peach, because her husband didn't want them diving into his past and whatever it is that he do. But she was offered a peach.
Do you think her and Kandi are going to have a little problem after tonight's episode?
Shamia?
Yeah, because Shamia was bagging Porsha up 100% about that team, putting her out, and this didn't happen or whatever like that. Unless, you know, I don't know. You know, I
don't think that they have a problem, but Shamia has always been like, you know, I've been Portia's friend the longest, but I'm Kandi's friend too. You know, she's always been kind of in the middle of both of them. So I don't know that they would have a problem though. I don't know.
Shamia to me would have been a great addition to the show, but hey, she, you know, didn't she opt on her own not to take a peach, didn't she?
Yeah, her husband didn't want her to have a peach.
Yeah, I think that she would have been great for the show. Shamia would have been a great fit, but hey, I guess, you know, she has a decent life. But I feel like it's so many women perusing Atlanta right now, fabulous women that they're sleeping on. Like, it's so many women that I feel like they could have tested out, like Monietta Shaw, Tamika Raymond, Usher's ex. Like, it's a lot of women.
But they all been on other shows before. And I think, well, you know, it's the same with Yvonne and, well, Eva was an exception, but they have this thing like they don't want to hire women who have been on reality shows before, like story reality shows about their lives. Like, sure, Eva's been on America's Next Top Model, but you know, like, what's her name? Damn, I can't think of her name now. Who were we just talking about? Oh, Monietta and Tamika and all of them, they were on Atlanta Exes on VH1. Toya Wright was on, you know, VH1. You know, so Monica Brown now on VH1. So, you know, and before that, she had been on VH1.
Now, Monica and them, I think I don't think, and I love Monica. I don't think that would have been a perfect fit. But, like, people like Monietta and all them, I always look like, why didn't they, you know, reach out to, you know, maybe them, or maybe like like a Tamia, the singer Tamia that's married to Grant Hill, like people like that. They don't. I don't know. I feel like it's a lot of ladies that they could have possibly reached out to versus some of the ones like a Shamari. But you know, it's other girls that I felt like they could have reached out to. But you know, maybe their husbands don't want them on the show. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, caller, but I'm gonna let your other callers get in. It was nice talking to you. It really
was such a pleasure, and I appreciate all of your input. I really do. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. You have a good one.
You too. Bye. Ooh, I lost the phone.
You are currently the only person in this conference.
Yes, you got, Tamika is living in LA with Usher, right? Views by Shani. I told y'all that the other day. Tamika been traveling with Usher and stuff. Tamika is living her best life with her sons and her baby daddy, honey. Now that he about to be divorced again from the lady he allegedly cheated on her with while they were married. But, you know, that ain't none of my business. That's, you know, just a little bit of tea. So Jazzy asked, is Tamika back with Usher? We don't know. It wasn't any other callers on the line, Kendra. That's why I'll let y'all keep talking if there's nobody else waiting. That's why I kept putting the number up. I'm like, call in, honey. If there's nobody else on the line, y'all can talk as long as y'all want to talk. Y'all said, who said get Pat Houston? I don't know who else would be a good fit for the show. I mean, there are so many. Also, there are rappers' wives, entertainers' wives. You got Ludacris and Eudoxie. You have Kevin Hart and Nico. You have Big Boy and Charlotta. You have we have a whole bunch of people. Like, who would y'all want on the show besides the people that they got? Like, we were surprised they got Shamari. You said you missed Juno. It's late. I know it's late. 6 is kind of. I'm not one to gossip. I'm not. I am not. You said Usher and his old lady's child. It's better than having 14-year-olds. Usher was smart. Usher said, I am not getting in trouble. I'm gonna make sure they overage. Overage. That is the way to go. Don't be dating these underage people. You know, they said Usher had his own trials and tribulations. Hell, they said Diddy had him sleeping with old ass women. So those women need to be locked up for messing with Usher, 14-year-old. That's a whole nother story. He said, what about the V103 lady? Y'all want to switch it and talk about Wanda Smith? Oh, we need to say that for tomorrow, child. I've been on for 56 minutes. I think I have done my job for tonight. If y'all haven't already read Wanda Smith from V103, the lady who got fired or who got into it with Cat Williams about the whole broccoli gate, whose husband confronted Cat Williams at the comedy club and had Cat Williams running like a bitch into Food Lion. She has been fired from V103, and not technically fired, but they did not renew her contract. Along with Miss Sophia, who was the drag queen, real drag queen. This is no shade. You know, he wasn't trans. He's drag, named Joe Taylor in Atlanta. He hosts all the drag shows in Atlanta. He was also fired from V103, i.e. his contract was not renewed for the 2019. You know, the current morning show host, which is Frank Ski, apparently is going to have a few new people alongside of him. V103 hopes to have a younger, fresher audience for the 2019. And I'm like, if y'all was going to have a younger, fresher demographic, then maybe you should have had a younger, fresher host. I mean, you know, I don't want to take nobody's food out their mouths or whatever, but Frank is old as dirt. Like, give somebody else an opportunity to host that morning show. Give some of these 20-somethings and these 30-somethings a chance to get in there. But again, I digress. Nita said, I have not been on that long. Nita, I have. I'm looking at the clock. I've been on 57 minutes and 45 seconds. A long time. So if you are just getting here, I've been on a whole hour. Y'all didn't want to call in tonight because I know it's late. Maybe I'll try to come in. I ain't going to even lie and say I'm going to go live tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow night. Maybe I'll try to do it before 6 or something. I don't know. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for tuning in for this impromptu live. If you haven't already, visit the site straightfromtheA.com. I will be posting the full episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 11, Episode 10 on the site, along with my written recap for people who like to read. Again, shout out to Bravo for featuring your favorite blogger on their show tonight, featuring my trademark site. I told y'all I don't let nobody use my trademark logo without permission. But anyway, thank you, Bravo, for featuring me. And thank you guys for tuning in. You said fire. Who? What happened? But yeah, y'all, I know it's late. And so I'm going to let y'all go. You said give Joshua the V103. What Joshua gonna do? Y'all gonna put Joshua in a wig and put him up there with Frank Ski? Y'all know. Shout out to Joshua. I don't know where Joshua at. He lied tonight. Let's see if Joshua gonna lie tonight. SJ No Chill. What is up? Ooh. That wine got me sleepy. Well, I appreciate you guys for tuning in tonight. I keep looking down at my computer is right here, by the way. So I keep looking down at my computer. But thank you guys for tuning in. Yes, squad. Media Mogul, what you laughing at? Let me adjust my crown. The blog goddess. The blog goddess. License owned, bonded, insured. Support black businesses. Support straight from the A.com. Good night, JB. Good night, C. Patterson. Thank you, Media Mogul. Hey. And I think I'm out. Maybe. Good night.